everyone, hope you're doing well today. Welcome back into my channel. My name is Rebecca. I'm an Aussie mum here in Australia. I'm 30 years old. I have a 3.5-year-old. I am on Centrelink as a form of income. It is the only income that I can get at this point in time. I am actively looking for a work from home position due to my daughter's conditions and my own being extremely limiting. That's a whole other video. So today I'm going to be talking about how I budget groceries every paycheck. Now I know the cost of living is insanity in almost every aspect of our lives, but groceries especially. So I'm going to go through how much I put towards food because I am somewhat in a share household at the moment, so that does help a lot with paying for just everything. Just the context, my partner and our daughter are living with his dad, so we get very cheap board and very cheap like putting towards food. We also do some things that like are pretty helpful when it comes to how much we're able to spend, essentially the value that we get for what we spend. Now just to reiterate too, these might be things that you already like, girl, I already know that, why are you already reiterating it? This is just what we do, it's kind of what we've come up with, and it's working pretty well for us so far. So like I said before, we are a three adult technically household, so you know, my partner and I both chip in together about $200, so $100 each towards food, and then his dad also chips in $100, so it's a $300 food shop per fortnight because we all get paid fortnightly. It is kind of a blessing and a curse at times getting paid fortnightly because you do have to stretch everything out just that little bit more to get through the fortnight, and there have been times where we weren't able to get as much and that didn't last as long. So you know, there have been times when we've had less food and we've had to kind of struggle and like, you know, that meme of like make it to payday, that. But generally we budget pretty well. With that $300, that's literally for 3 adults and 1 child. She doesn't eat a whole lot. She does have a lot of like solid and feeding challenges, so you know, but she is slowly getting better, so that's really great. She's starting to become more interested in like what we eat, so we are starting to be a bit more conscious of, you know, what we buy and what we're going to cook. When it comes to cooking, we typically cook every second night of the week or fortnight. It's not as stressful to figure out what to cook because there's 7 meals to plan for instead of 14. We also always don't cook from scratch, like we'll sometimes do, you know, frozen pizzas, or like last night we did a big large frozen lasagna, which, you know, is fine. It's not always going to be perfect, but we do still buy, you know, we are a meat household, so we still do buy like chicken and steaks, and we have to do burgers and stuff like that. If you find any of this helpful and you have tips of your own for like cheaper grocery shops, please let us all know down below. Let's help each other out. Our daughter and myself really also love rice, so we often buy like a kilo of rice, and that usually lasts us quite a while. Brief thing for our daughter, she is still in nappies at the moment. She's 3.5 years old. She is very delayed. She's got global delay. She's not even walking, so we're not even at the point of toilet training, so she's still in nappies. And for nappies we usually go Aldi because it's cheaper. I think it's like $11 or $12, maybe a little bit more for a pack. She's just recently upgraded to a new size, so we do get less nappies, so we are often having to buy at least 2 for that fortnight, so it is a little bit more pricey in the end. When it comes to wipes, we are very specific on what type of wipes we get because she is very sensitive. She's a sensitive girly, so we've tried lots of different wipes. The wipes that I've always used are the Curage brand wipes. I really like those personally. We typically go to like Chemist Warehouse or Big W for the boxes of them because they are a little bit cheaper. Some fortnights they're on special. Typically with Chemist Warehouse they're on special more often there, so we typically stick to Chemist Warehouse, but we usually go with whatever's cheapest at that time. I mean, worst case scenario, we just have to go to Coles or Woolies, but that usually doesn't happen. I don't think we've actually gone to Coles or Woolies in ages for a grocery shop. So, as you probably heard me mention, we do go to Aldi and Spudshed. Those are our 2 shops. We usually go Spudshed first for the really big bulky stuff, and most of the meats and stuff. Some meats we still get from Aldi, and like our milks we get from Aldi because, for example, Jesse's dad is on full cream milk. He uses the 2 litre, and I personally and Jessie, we use Long Life skim milk, and we get it in a box of 12 I think now at Aldi for like $20. So, and that lasts me the fortnight. A lot of the meats that we buy like a kilo worth, sometimes 500 grams of like mince and stuff depending on what we're cooking. We're not very organised when it comes to this sort of stuff. On the occasion we will pre-plan meals, but often when we're there we just go, okay, this is on special, what do we want to do with that for a meal? And we also try and reuse, so if we buy like vegetables and stuff like that, we have to try and reuse that for meals. Same with the rice, we'll have to do rice meals. I think that's where I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.